Hey there, you filthy animals. Mr. Dirty back with another episode of the GTM show. Little Caesars back on the show again. Something old is new again. 4 years ago, they brought us the Pretzel Crust pizza. It wasn't bad. The version that I got when we first reviewed it on the show, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Probably said I was never going to buy it again, but I did manage to end up acquiring another one. And the next one that I had gotten my hands on was a better quality than the first one that I actually reviewed that I gave the 3 to. That second one I would have gave a solid 4 to, because usually around here a 3 out of 5 is something that you could finish off. Not too bad, but not good enough to get again. And a 4 brings it right up into that category where it is possible that you go out and throw money at this thing once again. Just maybe not like top shelf, but good enough to get again. And that second version I got of that pizza was definitely good enough to buy again. Because like over the course of the next couple weeks that thing was out, I did buy a third one and I bought a fourth one. So as we've seen them do over the course of the last 4 years, they started stuffing the crust of their pizzas like they were Pizza Hut. So here we are 4 or 5 years later, and they're bringing us back the pretzel crust, and for a $3 upcharge, you can have it stuffed. So here we go, $9, stuffed pretzel crust pizza, new at Little Caesars. You ready? Let's take a peek. And there you go. You can automatically see that pretzel crust, and we can see some cheese just like oozing right out of the crack there. Looking pretty well done. Yeah. Lots of pepperoni on there, looking like the kind of pepperoni that you might find on the extra most bestest. This might be extra most best version, like the thin crust that we had last time. I thought that was overloaded, but I didn't realize that all the versions of it were extra most bestest. So we might see that going on here, because yeah, it definitely looks pretty loaded. It's definitely heavy. Heavier than the Reggie, the one that we had on the show a few years back, which I actually have one of those downstairs also, through a little mix-up there at the restaurant. Ordering through the portal, we got the wrong pizza at first, and they had to go back and make this one. And yeah, this is definitely a well-done pizza. All across the top there we see nice browning. The crust, very brown. The pretzel crust itself, very brown. Bring you in, get a closer look. A diligent coating of salt going around the edge also. So if we remember correctly, last time around, this pizza had no red sauce on it. The red sauce had been replaced with a cheese sauce. And this time around, I don't believe that the stuffed crust is going to be that cheese sauce. There's nothing orange. I see like white, looks like mozzarella cheese oozing out of the crust there. Let's drag out a slice and try to get a closer look. All right, this pizza isn't exactly fresh out of the oven, so I don't know if we're going to get any kind of a cheese pull from this at all. No? No, it doesn't look like it. No cheese pull. Rip off a slice there. There we go. Yeah, not very goopy or oozy or anything like that. Typical, in the front end there. Looking a lot like a regular Little Caesars pizza, but yeah, there's your stuffed crust right there. That's what we're all about right here today, is that stuffed crust. Because we've already seen this pretzel crust in the past. But yeah, it looks like they filled it pretty well there. Definitely the first pizza that came out of the portal wasn't stuffed at all. It was a Reggie. It was just nothing but bread. It was only half the size of this. It looked like the thin crust. All right, I'm going to go in on the tip first before we go in on the ass end there, just to remind myself what that cheese sauce was like. As I said, there was no red sauce on this one. It was just all cheese sauce. Down the hatch. Okay, it's all coming flooding back to me now. Yeah, definitely it's like an industrial cheese sauce that you would find in like a lot of pubs, a lot of sports bars where they'd be putting this on top of nachos, or pouring this over, say, French fries. Kind of cheese that would come in a great big can. That's definitely what we have going on here, but what saves it is the regular mix that they put on the top of the thing. Because they have I know that they have a special blend of cheese that they use at Little Caesars. I forget what it is, but I'm pretty sure that like cheddar, mozzarella, and some other kind of dank cheese. But the other two cheeses, as well as the mozzarella that's sitting on top of this cheese sauce, that's what's saving it. I think it was just the cheese sauce and mozzarella. This would be pretty gross. I also remember now that cheese sauce added like a touch of salt to this. Very salty. We already have like salt loaded onto the crust. And the rest of that cheese sauce, yeah, it's just heightening it. All right, time to hit this thing from the back side. The stuffed crust itself, stuffed pretzel crust, pardon me. Down the hatch with that. All right, that's not bad. Definitely makes the crust a little bit more interesting. We've already seen pretzel crust a couple times, but now here we got something else going on. It changes up the texture, it changes up the bite and the chew completely. With the pretzel, you expect to get the cheese sauce, the cheddar cheese sauce flavor that you get from the sauce that's on the base of the pizza. But here on the back end, we have it stuffed with what seems to be mozzarella. Virtually flavorless, and with the chew through, it makes the dough have like a slimy, kind of chewy kind of bite there. It's just weird because you don't associate that with the pretzel. You expect it to have cheddar cheese stuffed into the back end. It's normally cheddar in pretzel, or some sort of a pub cheese. But no, here we have mozzarella. I don't know. It's unique, it's interesting, but I don't think that the mozzarella was really the choice to go with here. Overall product isn't bad. I could see myself picking this up again. The $9 price tag is a little I don't know if this mozzarella cheese is enough to justify a $3 price jackup, but yeah, it's not bad. So overall, that being said, I'm going to give the new Little Caesars stuffed pretzel crust pizza solid 4 out of 5. Definitely still has room for improvement, but yeah, still not looking at a 5 tier here. I'm Mr. Dirty, this is the GTM Show. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheRealMrDirty. As always, get out of here, go have a rotten day.